What is Bitcoin?
It's virtual currency.
Yeah, exactly. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah? Tell me everything you know about it.
I've heard that it's a digital currency. People make money from it. That's about the extent of my knowledge.
Okay, have either of you ever bought any Bitcoin?
No.
No. Okay, would you ever consider buying Bitcoin? If not, why not?
I would consider it, yeah,
You're open-minded, okay.
absolutely.
I have considered it, absolutely, but I think I'd need more information. More information of people I know and trust.
You'd need to learn about it and understand what it is and what it does, how it works, etc. Sure. If it's safe, yeah, exactly. Are you aware of the problem that Bitcoin is trying to solve? Like, do you know why it was created, why it exists?
As far as I'm aware, it was to create an equal free market in terms of trade and stocks, and to create something that's more equal opportunities for everyone to participate in.
That's actually a really good answer, actually. Yeah, it's kind of like free market money, which isn't controlled by any one particular government or individual, right?
I didn't know that. I never had a clue why it was created or whatever, and I'm very glad to hear that, to have been informed by my daughter.
There you go. Yeah. So we're in Edinburgh today, and we use the pound, don't we?
Yep.
Which is controlled by the Bank of England, right? They determine the monetary policy, etc. So they can print money just like the Federal Reserve can print money. So the good thing about Bitcoin is that there's only 21 million Bitcoins, so it's a fixed supply. So when it comes to things like inflation, if the governments and the central banks print lots of money, it can make the prices of our things go up. Whereas in Bitcoin, because the price of Bitcoin goes up over time, one Bitcoin can buy you more and more over the long term. That's the idea. Would you like some Bitcoin? I'm giving away Bitcoin to people today if you'd like some.
Are you actually?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Good. Okay, what about you?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're
Okay.
giving them away.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you both some. So,
What's the catch?
what's the catch? Yeah, no, there's no catch really. I mean, I make these videos for YouTube, and people love to see just people out in the streets, real people like yourselves. You know, and I'll talk to hopefully lots more today. Learning about Bitcoin, talking about it, and then getting their first Bitcoin, because like you've both thought about it, you haven't taken the next step, which is to actually buy some. So yeah, I'm going to send you some. So if you get your phones out, you can download like a Bitcoin wallet, and I'll send you some Bitcoin. Okay, sound good?
Thank you so much. That's really cool of you.
You're welcome.
No, we're not downloading nonsense.
That's exactly the top one.
Phone,
Yeah.
are you?
No, you can use any Bitcoin wallet you want, but this is like a really easy one to use. Wallet, so that's the one. Yeah, top one there. It's got like a yellow lightning bolt as the symbol. Good.
Oh, I'm still a bit scared, a bit nervous
Yeah.
that you're putting crap on my phone or my viruses. I've got historically an IT background, so I'm a wee bit anxious about, or a wee bit nervous and guarded about viruses and stuff going on my phone without me, you know.
No, everyone's the same, and I think that's a sign of like how early we are in Bitcoin's adoption. I mean, people were very wary of email, internet, all sorts of things in the 90s, but yeah, it's fine. Trust me. Do you trust me?
I hope to trust you. Yeah, all right.
Let's see. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we've got our wallets ready.
Yep.
I'm going to hit send,
Yep.
and I'm going to send you a fraction of a Bitcoin, which today is worth £30 or $40, okay?
Wow.
So it's 100,000 Satoshis. A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. I'm going to send you 100,000 Satoshis each, okay? So I'm going to hit done. I'm going to hit pay. I've got a screen on my phone that says payment sent. There you go. So there's your balance. You've got 100,000 sats straight away, and I'll do the same for you. So you can hit receive as well, and it's going to generate a QR code for me there. I can scan that. The sun's a bit glary, and I'm going to send you 100,000 sats, about $40 today. I'm going to hit pay, and it's sent from my end. Just show the screen. You got your 100,000 Satoshis, okay? So. Oh, but you've already received it because that was what you hit to generate the code. So what that did is it generated an address, and you now both have a fraction of a Bitcoin. So
I'm so nervous. I'm so scared. Okay.
well, there you go. It's interesting because you'd both thought about it. You'd heard of Bitcoin. To be honest, I talked to a lot of people about Bitcoin, and you had a pretty good idea about what it is.
Very good idea of why. Erin had a very good idea of why they were around in the first place. I absolutely had heard of them, and I'd only heard of them because they seemed to be a safe way of making money. But I didn't know why. But now I think I know why. I might have to ask her again what that was all about. But hopefully, so the bank can't control it. It's independent of of everybody.
Exactly. It's kind of like the internet of money. It's like the internet of money. That's the way to think about it. It's money which you hold, you own, you spend. It's not controlled by anyone. Like the money in your bank account, if everyone was to go to the bank and withdraw the money, would there be
To do it? No, they absolutely wouldn't.
right? We live in a fractional reserve banking system, but that is like digital gold. Bitcoin is like digital gold. It's like gold that you can email or that can be teleported across space and time. So you can take control of the Bitcoin, and because there's a fixed supply, as long as currencies are being debased, which they have been, euros, dollars, yen, pounds being debased, printed, extra supply being created, it's likely to go up in value. What is the pound backed by?
Pass.
That's a really complicated question. I don't know how to answer that.
Global economy in some shape or form. It's not just the pound. It's international stocks, shares, resources, oil, gas, whatever.
And then also international relations as well, because when Brexit went through, the pound dropped.
Yeah, it's dependent on all sorts of decisions like that, and it's kind of linked to the UK's economy up to some extent. But there was a time when the pound was backed by gold, right, years ago. And gold is like, do you know why we've typically used gold as money over the last few thousand years? Why humans have used gold as money?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, because it doesn't lose value. Like the Bitcoin, it's as it is. It isn't
Yeah.
affected by.
Yeah, like if we think about properties of money, it has to be scarce, has to be divisible, has to be portable, has to be, yeah, ideally, like if you use sand as money, there's so much of it, you know, that it doesn't hold its value. So the pound used to be backed by gold, but in 1971, along with the US dollar, and therefore all fiat currencies, they were taken off the gold standard, which left them to be open for manipulation and printing. So I would say the US dollar is backed by $30 trillion of debt and violence by like the US military, essentially, because if you don't pay your taxes in US dollars, they come after you, right? So the US dollar is backed by the government, whereas Bitcoin is like, it's like free market money. It's like gold that can transport across time and space. Any thoughts?
I'm a bit overwhelmed by
Yeah.
all of that.
There's a lot to take in.
It is a lot to take in. I mean, I completely understand what you mean about it's fixed in time and space. Space is it's a bit crazy idea, but I'm totally alarmed by the fact that the US dollar, or what you're saying, the US dollar's backed by, and therefore the pound.
Yeah, there was a time when,
It's like bully power, isn't it?
yeah, I would say so, right? If you say, oh, can I pay my taxes in gold coins? They'll say, no, you need to buy dollars. After the Second World War, the US obviously were the dominant superpower at the time, still are, but only just now, right? You know, and they basically made an agreement with the Middle Eastern countries, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar. They said, you sell your dollars and oil, and we'll provide you military support, defense against Iran, Iraq at the time, all those powers. So that created artificial demand for the US dollar, which helped to prop up the strength of the US dollar. They then printed trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars at no cost to them, which has devalued the US dollar and therefore all other currencies which are kind of pegged to it. So yeah. But
It's complicated.
yeah.
I need
So
to go
there-
to university and do an economics degree to have a fraction of the understanding of what I need to understand this.
yeah, I think when you go down the rabbit hole of what is money and really questioning what is money, right? Like, how would you even answer that? What is money?
Yeah, it's a means of. Oh, that was the 1 o'clock gun.
Okay, you see, this is my first day in Edinburgh, and I wasn't expecting that, but there you go. Does that happen every day at 1 o'clock? Does it happen every hour or just?
1 o'clock.
Okay, so I'm good for another 24 hours then.
Yeah, you're
All right,
right.
good. I'm safe.
Money's just trade, though, isn't it? Like it's an IOU essentially.
Exactly. Yeah, money. I like to think of money as a way of keeping score of like who's got what. That's really all it is. It's a ledger. It's a list. When we used to, you've heard the term wiping the slate clean, right? You've heard that term. Do you know where that originates?
Yep. I thought school when you cleaned your slate in the days that people wrote on slates. and
Yeah,
then
I mean,
wipe it. Yeah,
the
that's where it must have come from when people were using slates to write on.
Yeah, so we used to write on slates. We used to keep like a tally chart of who did what when we were living in tribes in caves like 100,000 years ago. We'd write, this guy owes this family owes this family one bison, and then they owe them this much, and then they a day's worth of food, whatever. And eventually, every few years or something, they'd wipe the slate clean, reset all the debts, and then that's where it comes from. So we've used all sorts of money over history, and what Bitcoin is really is a ledger, a decentralized ledger, which keeps track of who's got what, and that's all it is in essence. So there you go.
Awesome now.
You are now Bitcoiners. How do you feel?
Still a bit scared.
Yeah,
Pretty over.
I've opened up a can of worms for you, haven't I? There.
Yeah. A huge can of worms, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scratch my plans for the rest of the day. You're gonna go research Bitcoin, see what's going on.
That's what I like to hear.